Welcome, welcome. Okay, no time for that. This is a short Stammer stream, so we gotta kind of be quick. Now, each of us has only picked one manga to talk about because our schedules this week are a mess. We're glad to have this much time. So, without further ado, introductions. Yeah, this is Hovind with an H and Dr. Nova with me. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
the first manga we're talking is Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone. Yeah, not doing this without that part.
okay.
So,
Um,
chapter
yeah.
35, The Masked Warrior. I still love Dr. Stone, you know.
Yeah, the same. This chapter was really badass.
This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Um, I always loved Boichi's style when it came to action, but there was always something in Sun Ken Rock, mostly the writing, that I never really got into. So it was a series that I could never really read long term. But this is really enjoyable. There's a nice kinetic energy to it, which sometimes you don't see in a lot of fight scenes. Sometimes it's just, attacks without any bridge between them. But in this one, you do kind of see how everything connects, and it makes it really exciting to read.
Yeah,
I had Joe Taro's theme from the Stardust Crusaders anime in my head throughout the whole second half of this chapter.
Yeah, I'd say that this manga is suddenly doing action better than My Hero Aka. Not to knock against that series, but recent chapters, I've had no idea what the fuck's going on in those actions.
It's been rushing towards a conclusion a lot.
Yeah, but just the action scenes are done so chaotically, I got no idea what's going on.
Yeah. It's a drag we don't get to talk about that one. But one thing I did like, I like Suika a lot.
Yes, best girl Suika saves the day.
I like her coming in for the save. She's a character that, it's a character type that is just generally going to strike a chord with me, but there's enough actual personality, humor, and intelligence to this character that I can kind of forgive it and just enjoy whenever she shows up.
Also, I love how goofy her glasses look on Ginro.
Yeah, they're adorable on the little girl, but just a question, does it look like that helmet grows like twice as large when it's on Kinro?
It doesn't actually. I just think Suika just has a really big head, as we keep noticing.
Yeah, I just feel like their heads are about the same size, and it's really well fit on Suika, but with Kinro there seems to be a lot more space there.
It's definitely taken with a grain of salt in the sense that, I feel like this thing should fall off immediately. But, for what we get out of it, I think it's pretty good. The conclusion of this chapter has certainly got me wondering, oh, okay, well, there goes our big villain. I hope LeFou's not going to be like the monkey wrench in this thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still can do something like, they just call, hey, he's cheating! He got aid from an outsider! Those are some magic classes, he's cheating!
What I'm kind of thinking is going to happen is I assume Kinro, and Senku are probably just going to all give up so that Chrome can win it in the end.
Except Chrome is only at the second round, not the finale.
True. What I'm saying for Chrome's case is I'm saying that if Chrome can sort of make it to one of those matches, I'm thinking they'll just forfeit so Chrome can win in the end.
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure Magma's not gonna get taken out in round 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm being perfectly honest. I think they might be going in a different direction here, but we'll certainly see. Dr. Stone is not a straight up action series a lot of the time, so I do have to wonder if they're going with a different direction for this.
True, but still to give you like the tournament structure and just take out the main villain in round 1 seems like kind of a weird move for a shonen.
I think it's funny. Maybe just because I find it really amusing.
It would be funny, but I think if that was to happen, it would have happened in this chapter already.
Fair enough.
Though, before we move on, I have to put out my favorite panel, or, well, favorite page. It's when Mantle realizes that Magma's kind of on the ropes, so Crowe's just like, "Oh, Mantle, you really think a strict judge like Jasper is gonna let something like that fly before Mantle can throw rocks at Kinro?" So he's
No, it's not. It's not a strict judge like Jasper. It's a bad judge like
okay,
Jasper.
that's what they used in the official translation then. Yeah, but so he's just, they're just clackers. See, I use them for cheering. But what kills me is Senku just lifts his robes and all these weapons and poisons drop. Like, this dude was prepared to cheat majorly. He's got
I love the fact that apparently he invented a crossbow off screen.
He already invented that ages ago. He used one against Tsukasa before they tried gunpowder.
I know, but like I assumed he lost that one.
Yeah, but I mean, he already invented the theory. I don't think it'd be hard to
He
build.
already invented the theory. He already invented the theory. I just love the fact that like we never really know. We never really know that he brought it back, and he's never mentioned it to anyone. So if I was like, "Hey, Genro, you want this crossbow? I think this might help."
2 points. Firstly, I do wonder why he'd throw him away. And are there rules that would forbid him from just going, "Okay, round 1, start!" and he just shoots his opponent in the legs with a crossbow and...
I have to hope there's a law against you can't just like throw arrows at people.
Well, who knows? I mean, these guys don't know really about any archery that much. Well, maybe basic archery, but none of them would expect someone to just pack a crossbow because they don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
But second point, I love that the hero of the story is a bigger cheat than the villain. Like, the villain
always
just had a
funny.
few rocks, and I'm not even sure he prepared those or if he just picked them off the ground. Senku prepared, like, poisons and special weapons and all. Like, I am 100% certain that there's a parallel universe out there where this manga is about the heroic Tsukasa trying to stop the evil Dr. Senku from enslaving the Stone Age population with the power of science.
Anyway, can I quickly talk about We Never Learn Now? To move on quite hurriedly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, basically, this chapter was adorable. It was really cute to see Furuhashi and sort of open up to Yuiga a bit and explain about this book that really resonated with her, but also like ties in with her memories of her mother. It was a really like romantically sort of laid out scene. Well, not romantic, just touch it like sweet. I find the gags about them having to share a bed and sort of panicking. It's done very tastefully, but also they're very awkward with each other in a way that's quite amusing. And then at the end, they're just freaking out. Yeah, it really worked for me as a chapter.
Yes.
I don't get why they couldn't have gotten another futon, but I mean, maybe that's just me.
The series always pulls massive contrivances like that.
I know. It's just like I think just for me, there's only so many times where I can just take the like, oh no, wacky contrivance has us in this situation. Before
I'm very settled into it, so
That's fair.
Anyway, Novi, you had a series you wanted to talk about?
Black Clover this week had one of the more Black Clover chapters we've gotten in a long time. By which I mean the pace in this chapter was insane. We end it with Yuno having won the previous tournament. Then Zora leaves right away. We then cut to several days later where Asta's all healed in the Black Bull's base, where I guess he's just been catatonic staring at a wall this whole time. Where everyone's, screaming around because the Black Bulls are fairy tale, and every conversation with them is like, ah, 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 over and over again. And then Vermilion bursts in and grabs Luck.
Let's be frank. Meliona Vermilion, since that family has a good few others.
I wasn't talking about the kid and the almost dead one. Let's put it that way. And then she grabs Luck, Noelle and Aston, like, yeah, all these people passed, and Magna didn't, I guess. So they bring them all over to this room, because I guess we're immediately jumping into a new arc. And Zora appears, revealing that at some point Yami was like, hey, you're cool, want to join the Black Bulls? And he was like, sure. So Zora's a member of the Black Bulls now. And I don't mind the substance in this chapter. I think some of it is pretty decent. I will say, though, I really, really was not a big fan of, like, all of it crammed together. And something I was actually enjoying a little bit about this arc is it felt like for the first time, events were having a chance to breathe a little bit. Like, something would happen and the characters would actually spend some time reflecting on it. But there's none of that here. Yuno wins, and we immediately cut to, like, several days later. We don't even see Yuno's reaction, which I love.
Well, all the better if we have less Yuno. I mean, if he was here, they just suck out all of Zora's development to make him think about how great Asta is.
But we also don't...
It's really funny to hear that this chapter was going at such a manic pace after, in our last Meanwhile on the Anime segment, because I've just dropped the Black Clover anime because of how much they were padding it out. So it's just funny to hear that the manga's just still, like, ridiculously, like, just can't seem to slow down at any point.
Oh, it's insane. We don't even see what happens when Yuno wins. We don't see if there's, like, a medal, or if they get a pat on the back, or a gift card to McDonald's or something like this. We have no idea, and until the anime comes out, we'll probably never know what like, does the king, like, say, like, good job, bro, or something like that. Like, we see none of that. It just immediately cuts to, oh, I guess Zora's gone. 3 days or 2 days, whatever. Later on, after all of this is gone and everyone's gone home.
Still, I am glad that Zora sticks around because he's actually one of the few characters I like in this series. He's an ass, but he also just points out why people suck rather than saying, you suck. You suck, here's exactly why you suck.
And that's what I was talking about. I don't mind the substance in this chapter, and Zora joining the Black Bulls, good. Zora joining the Magic Knight Squadron, good. I'm fine with all of that. I like him as a character quite a bit. So much stuff happened, and none of it got a chance to settle in. And half the time, we skipped stuff that I feel like in another series, we could have actually had really good moments from. Imagine the moment of Asta sort of standing in the crowd, looking up as he sees his rival, and his rival, but also his rival in the Black Bulls, Noelle, up on a stage or something, like getting a medal for winning the tournament or something like that. Like, imagine what a moment like that would be like. Or at least anybody... Like, Asta doesn't really... We saw the reaction from Asta last chapter being like, why aren't I out there fighting? Now he gets to see that his rival beat a magic captain, technically. But we don't get that reaction.
Yeah. I also think that... At the time I didn't think about it really because Black Clover has become kind of thing that I just... Okay, let's just see what happens so I can talk it later. Yeah. Okay, out 1 year, in out 1 year, out the other. But now that you pointed out, the pacing is really rushed. Maybe if this was like spread into 2 chapters, it would have had a lot more room to breathe and have things have effect. Or even just like have part of this chapter be the end point so that they pick up like halfway and then, I don't know, just like spread it out a little. Let things breathe.
Black Clover is a manga without Ritalin. It's a manga that just constantly cannot stay in one thing. It has to move to something else immediately and immediately and immediately. Like, if I gave you last chapter with Yuno, tricking Rail into destroying his own magic jewel, and I told you, next chapter, a new arc is starting, would you have believed me?
Yes, because this is Black Clover.
Okay, but okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna be very interested to see what catching up with this series is like, because I'm probably gonna pick it back up once I'm all caught up with Blue Exorcist and Astra. See if it plays any better in a binge.
Just one thing I gotta point out. Do you think Zora's full name being Zora Ideale is kind of on the nose? With his father being such an idealist,
I've been pronouncing it Ideale this whole time. I don't know why. Like, I just assume Zora is Spanish now. I guess because I don't want to call him Ideale. It just sounds so.
I don't really care because I'm just gonna refer to him by first name anyway.
It's just something that like you really wish someone had said out loud. I don't know. There's a really awful horror movie that just came out called The Snowman, and it's starring Michael Fassbender. And I guess it's based off of a book, and maybe you couldn't change the name because the fans of the book would get so angry. But the name of Michael Fassbender's character is Harry Hole. And just like, how did this get past so many people? And it's the same thing here. I'm like, if I just call him Harry, I'm okay. But the second I have to hear Mr. Hole or his full name, it's all over.
Especially when it's Harry.
Oh, God.
How many double entendres did that guy have when he was
It never
in high
comes
school?
up. That's the thing. It never comes up in the movie. What a stupid, goofy name this is.
Well,
it's never referred to.
I'm just gonna say that if these are all people he knows, he's probably already threatened to kill anyone who makes any of those innuendos after he went into a massacre in high school after someone did one too many times.
That would be a really good twist if it turned out he was the killer the whole time.
Also, I'm gonna mention that while every point in that chapter is good, I think this humor in this chapter pretty much worked every time.
I think the humor did certainly work, but I had trouble taking it all in because it was just so quick, and maybe just because as I was reading it, I was very confused. Like, wait, what's going on now? Like, there were funny jokes, but I was just so flummoxed by the fact that all of a sudden we're switching locations so quickly at such a rapid pace that maybe I couldn't take it in. But I do think the moment where Magna Swing is like, but I made it too, right? Million's like, no. Like, but I did, like, no. You did. You fucked this one up, buddy.
My favorite was like Yami coming out, hey, I was just taking nice old shit and we gotta find out it was a loose in the base, everyone evacuate! Like, just seeing Meliona there and he's already, yeah, let's fuck this shit. No, not gonna.
Also, if there's not somebody at Shonen Jump who has it in their contract, okay, every time a character enters somewhere by exploding a door, I get like 100 yen. Somebody has to put that in their contract because the amount of times this happens in this magazine.
Yeah, I would probably make that if I ever learned how to draw better than a quarter amputee drunk on lead-paste paint.
Same.
Though, also, one last note that I think having Meliona be the captain of the Royal Knights was probably the best choice they could have made. She's established to be on captain level strength, she's somewhat of an entertaining character, and she is currently not captain of any squad. I presume since he talked that Fuego Leon sent that sake, so probably he's already recovered. So, choosing a character that's relevant, been introduced recently, so people know her, best choice they could have made.
I was really hoping for Dorothy Unsworth, I wasn't gonna lie.
Who?
How the sleeping one. How infuriating would it have been if the captain was real?
I'm not sure I can muster enough hatred towards real since it's all going to Yuno right now.
It's pretty spread out for me, for both of them.
Now, for me, it's just... Yuno sucks up all my hatred. He's like the lightning rod of my hatred. Anything around him, and I just immediately forget that shit. But I can't even remember the sleeping one, since I don't remember most of the captains. They haven't really been a thing for quite a while. Some of them were were a few of them actually ever really a thing? I know
They-
William Vengeance, Yami, of course, Fuego Leon, and Real, and
There's Charlotte as well. There's Noel's older brother, who's the captain of the Silver Eagles. They haven't shown up in a little while, but he's sort of like the least douchey on the sliding scale that is the Silver household, which is still pretty douchey.
yeah. Oh, and there was that fat purple orca guy who was apparently in cahoots with the Midnight Sun, except maybe not really, since now we know that people can kind of be made different. Oh, maybe those two confessors were made to do that or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I really want to hear the Magic Squadron's plan, because if they're like, we're going to sneak into their base and take them by surprise, and I know I said this already when this tournament was first pitched, but I maintain it here, you just had a giant tournament.
And publicly
With a
announced it in front of the entire Clover Kingdom, basically.
If they haven't moved and rigged up their former base with so much TNT it blows you to the moon, I will be shocked.
And also, let's not forget that Asta and Meliona are part of this squad. Do you think they would have any capacity for stealth? Like,
Oh, nobody in this squadron has any capacity for stealth. The other people here are Luck and Zora and the mushroom guy.
Well,
None of these people are going to be
I
stealthy.
mean, Zora probably could if he wanted to. I mean, his whole thing is planning and traps, so if he
Sure.
tried, he probably could.
Sure.
And at least
I'm
the
gonna
rest
have
of
to-
them understand that they need to shut up. But Asta would be,
Yeah.
shut up! No, we will face them honorably and go head to head with, oh god, the explosions!
All right, I gotta head out right now.
You guys filled the rest of the time with Black Clover very well.
Aw, we
Yeah.
try.
We were efficient
Uh,
this time.
So I just have to. So I have to head out real quick. Before I go, I just want to say, I've mentioned it in the Redwood thread, and I'm going to make an official announcement on the forum. But I am leaving One Dream Adventure Reborn. It's not a question of the fact that I don't enjoy writing on the forum anymore. That's not true. I love writing with people. I really enjoy it, but certain circumstances, which I'm not going to get into here for professional reasons, sort of makes it so being on the forum right now is not very good for me, and it's something that has taken a lot of enjoyment out of being on somewhere that really I should only be on here because I'm enjoying it so much. But there are certain reasons why it's just very bad for me to be on the forum right now. So I'm going to be heading out. Not immediately. I'm going to wrap up a few of my threads, and I should note that I'm not saying I won't ever be back, but as of now, I don't see a point in the foreseeable future where I can comfortably be able to return right now. That's it. I have no ill will towards the forum. I've really enjoyed it, and as well as all the moderating staff and many of the people I've worked with. It's just a thing that I need to do right now. So that's about it.
Alright, so shall we wrap things up? I have been...
I gotta head out. So have a good one, guys.
Yep, okay, you too. So, I have been your host, Grail9. Follow me on Twitter at NuclearAndroid. With me has been Hohen with an H. Follow him on Twitter at... Was it Hohen with an H? At Hohen with an H?
It is at Hogan with an H, yes.
Yeah. For things that I just cannot remember right now. I'm not using Twitter all that.
For anime waifus, Cabal hijinks, and Trial by Guilty Crown.
Yeah, I just don't use Twitter too much anymore. Did no one
It's
even have a
alright.
Twitter?
If I followed me, I would Twitter much.
Did no one even have a Twitter?
Nova, he does. He doesn't really use it much.
Yeah, that
I
must
think
be
it's
why I
at
did remember.
Dr. Nova. Okay, I don't even remember what his Twitter was. Maybe he's deleted it. I'm. Oh well. And follow Wensleydale at Wensleydale Cheddar. He's usually on here, but wasn't able to make this week. In fact, no, it's not. I keep saying that wrong. It's Wensley Cheddar. It's shorter for his handle.
And yeah, I've got a new episode of Trial by Guilty Crown on the way. It's in the process of being edited, and potentially something extra. It's more in the vein of the Trial of stuff than it is the Stammer stream stuff, so it's going on my channel. But I can't quite confirm what it is because we still need to be absolutely certain of something for it. But yeah, just putting that out there.
Ooh, is it a bonus episode on another anime that is Trial by Asterisk War?
Luckily not. I'm not a masochist.
I mean, you are watching Guilty Crown willingly, so...
See, I actually sort of enjoy Guilty Crown, though. I'd say the same of Asterisk War.
Well, that was a short episode. But I think we got all that we wanted to say this week. And let me say it one more time for the road. You know, fucking sucks. And no, I will never let that go. Bye!
See ya.